Good evening, students and parents. Hope you're doing well. These are multiplication word problems. They're really kind of difficult. That's why we had the two previous videos to help you understand what multiplication comparisons are. Go ahead and attempt to do, there's only two you have to do. There's one as a sample. So kind of get the understanding of what a multiplication comparison is. It's two numbers, and they're comparing a smaller number to a larger number. Okay, these are some relatively difficult word problems. There's only three of them, but they're difficult for week 26. And they all have some pretty small numbers on them, but it's understanding what they're asking you to do. I'm going to skip one. I'm going to go to 2. 2 is kind of difficult, and 3 is kind of difficult also. So let's fill in our t-chart. So over here we're going to have known. Over here we're going to have a model. And over here we're going to have an equation. And for known, they're going to give us numbers. They're going to give us units. And it's going to give us an operation. So Oliver was counting his spare change. So Oliver has spare change in his pocket. He's counting. He had 10 dimes and 2 quarters. That's it. That was easy. Now remember, there's going to be some unknown number over here that we don't know about. Mr. Buddinger's 3-number principle. We're going to have to arrange these numbers in a way that is going to give us this answer, and that's the hard part. How many times as many dimes? So our unit is going to be dimes, and our operation obviously is going to be multiplication. So if you go over to equation over here, we know our equation is going to look something like this. Okay, and we're going to have to make some kind of ribbon model. I don't know which kind just yet. And maybe we can make another model here, like maybe he has 10 dimes, so maybe this would represent dimes, and 2 quarters. Let's make that larger. So he has more. This is the larger number. Remember, we're going from the smaller to the larger number. So there's a larger number. There's a smaller number. So this is a larger number than this, and we don't know how many times. How many times? So this number is going to be multiplication over here. So if you look at the equation here, this number is the multiplication one. We have 2 and we have 10. How do you think those 2 and 10 would go here? Well, I think the 10 would go there because it's always going to be the larger number. So now we have to think this through. How many times more dimes does Oliver have than quarters? So in our model here, let's say this is how many times more dimes he has. So this is going to be dx, okay. And this is going to be 10, so we know that that's going to be our product. That's going to be our largest number. And we know that 2 is going to fit in here how many times? Can you see what the answer might be? If you said the answer might be 5, you're correct. I almost put 10 down. 5 times 2 equals 10. So 5 times as many. So he has 5 times as many dimes as he has quarters, just counting them. He's not talking about the value, just counting them. We can also kind of look at this as he has, remember he's comparing these two, 2 and 10. How many times greater that is? That'd be 5 times greater. So I wrote the equation again right here. So D is going to be 5. So I can put 5 in here. So I have to divide this into 5 equal parts. So that's what division is dividing into equal parts. So I'm going to put 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty good. And what number is going to go in each one of these parts? 5 times what? 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And let's figure our statement out here. How many dimes does Oliver? Oliver has how many times? What did we say? 5 times. 5 times as many dimes. As quarters. I think I can fit that in there. So here's our answer there. So that was pretty difficult. Really small numbers, difficult to kind of organize. And that's what we're trying to really think about, is how are we going to organize our word problems. Here they're saying they sold 6 times. So they're already giving us the times part. As many dogs as they sold cats, how many dogs did they sell? So this one we're going to arrange differently than we arranged this one. Everything's going to be 3s, but how do we arrange it to get our answer here? And then don't forget to fill in your statement. There are 32 adults and 4 children in line at the movie theater. How many times more? This one's going to be like this one. I'm going to do the model for this. There are 32 adults. This is going to be 32. Okay, if you can think about that. And 4 children. This is 4. So you can think of how many times greater is this than this. If there's 32 adults in line and only 4 children in line. Okay, that might give you an idea of how to figure out this one here. How many times greater is 32? So these are not easy. I did a very difficult one. This one should be relatively easy. And give this one a shot and see if you can figure out. Don't forget your statements at the end. And turn this in on Friday.